Okay, so we have set everything up. And I hope you've had a chance to actually practice this and see how everything works. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to customize our QuickBooks. Now I'm going to show you the customizations that are available to you. These customizations we will be seeing in other sections. So some of these I will bring in so that you can see how they actually work. Let's take a look at them, and let's look at the overview of this. When you click on your gear, so you can see my mouse is over here on the right hand side, I clicked on this gear and I come over to this account and settings. It's going to pull up all of my customization that I can actually do with my QuickBooks. So lots of ways that I can customize my QuickBooks. Now, if you do have to change your company information for any reason, just clicking on the pencil over here will open up the information and you can go ahead and change that. Maybe you're changing to an EIN number, you were a sole proprietor, and now you're changing and going with an EIN. Your tax forms are in here, as well as your industry, and then your address. You will also see a subscription in here, so this second tab, there will be a second tab that actually says subscription. We're looking at it though, and this will be the third tab that you see. These are all your customization for anything that has to do with money coming in, your sales. You can customize the look and feel of your forms, so I am going to show you how to customize those forms. We're going to do that later on whenever we get into our customer section, but you can see there's the customization. We can go ahead and add new styles in, so you'll see all of those. You can see we can customize invoices, estimates, sales receipts. Now I'm going to come back over to my gear, go to my account settings, and we're going to go back to that sales. We're going to look at some of the other areas. Now here's where our terms are. Right now we're saying that we want every invoice to default to net 30. Doesn't mean we can't change it, but it will default to that. We always want to print later. Maybe we want to say send later. We can change that here, so it's always set to do that. If we want our shipping address on there, if we want discounts to display, if we want a deposit to display. Our products and services, when we do look at our products and services in our inventory, I'll go more in depth on this, but this is where you can turn on all these nice features. Things like showing our product and services on our form. We can turn that on or turn that off. Turn on price rules. So that's really nice if you have different types of customers. These different types of customers might have different pricing. Track quantity and price. And turn that on or off. And then do you actually track your inventory? Now remember, this is something that's only available with your Plus, so you're not going to see it if you haven't chose the Plus feature, the Plus product. Progressive invoicing is something new that has just came to QuickBooks. So if you are a contractor, now you can do partial invoicing from your estimate. Really nice. It was not always there. They have added that feature. You can display messages. This is what it looks like when you send an email, but we can change that format. Reminders. So we can have our own specific reminder template so that it sounds like what we want it to when we send it, instead of retyping it every time that we send a reminder to a customer. Online delivery. So you can see, shows the sale or shows the detail in the email. So we can do either one. So if you keep getting the questions and everyone says, well, I can't see what was actually billed, switch this. Then they can see it on the attachment. They don't have to open up the invoice to see that information. This is our statements. You can see we can list each transaction, including all the detail, or just a single line. Now, we'll see these in action when we go through our customer section, so you will see all of these in action. Our expenses, we can show our item table on the expense and purchase form. We can track our expenses and items by customer. This is very important to turn this on if you are tracking profit and loss by customer or by project. You can make these expenses billable if you have time or expenses that are billable to the customer. Now, when we go through the expense section, I am going to show you exactly what this looks like when we create an expense. Our purchase orders. So do we use them? We can turn that on or off. And then we've got some advanced. So this just tells us that we start our month in January, that it's the same as a fiscal year. But you can see we can change that. Maybe January. We might have a fiscal year that actually starts in June. And we can go ahead and change that here. This is where you can set your tax forms. So if you use an 1120 or 1040 or an 1120S, you can go ahead and set those up. Or a limited liability, that's there as well. There's our nonprofit. Our chart of accounts. So if you do like numbers, yes, you can enable those. We can track our classes and even track location and run reports, profit and loss for those different either product lines or locations that we have, or both. Now this is where we can pre-fill those forms. I personally like to turn that off, but if you like to have it remember what that was, it'll remember what you actually typed in previously and bring that up again. Automatically apply credits. We'll see that in the billing section. Automatically apply bill payments. We're going to see that again soon. And then we can turn this on or off by organizing all job-related activities in one place. This is nice if you're working with projects. We can turn that on. Our time tracking feature. Our currency, if we do work with multi-currencies. Now, one thing that QuickBooks Online gives you, and if you do work with Bitcoin, it does give you the capability to turn this on and then to go ahead and bring in Bitcoins. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off right now. And then this is our date and our customer label. Now if we choose this over here, and we come over to the customer label, you see how we can change what our customer label is. And this is going to change all of our reports so it says members, all of our invoices so it says members. So it sounds exactly like what our company uses for the people that are generating income for our company. So you can see if we do have a nonprofit, there's our donors. Go ahead and save that. Click on Done. And remember, we just chose donors. Let's go ahead and click on Done one more time. There we go. I'm going to come over here to the sales section. I want you to see this once it comes up. It's being a bit slow right now. It's really being a bit slow right now. Setting everything up. Here we go. And so you can see there's our donors. So depending on what you use your QuickBooks for, what type of company is, you can see that you can even change how you are addressing your customers. That's your customization. As I said, you're going to see lots of those in action coming through all of the different areas. And I'll show you how to turn those on and what they do for you. We're going to move on, and then I'm going to show you how to move around QuickBooks.